LEGO has collabed with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. From Toy Story to even SpongeBob SquarePants, there are tons of different TV shows and movies that have been made into LEGO, but some are way more popular than others. So today, I'll be going over some of your favorite shows and movies that have been converted into LEGO form. Let's go. First, let's take a look at Lotso from Toy Story. Now, obviously, Lotso isn't the nicest teddy bear, but I have to say, his minifigure actually looks really good. They got his red magenta color perfect, and they even gave him his little cane, too. This minifigure was part of the Lotso's Dump Truck set, which hasn't been available since 2011. Along with Lotso, you also got Stretch the Octopus and whatever toy Chunk is. This set retailed for $20 back when it was on the shelves, and surprisingly, it actually isn't that expensive these days. You can pick one of these up on the aftermarket for around 40 bucks, or if you love Lotso with all of your heart for whatever reason, there are loads of listings online for him too. Now, I know I said Lotso was pretty cool, but there are way better sets and minifigs later on in this video, so be sure to watch until the end. Up next is a show that people consider to be one of the big three from Cartoon Network. I'm talking about Adventure Time. Now, unfortunately, LEGO never released a lot of sets for one of the greatest cartoons ever, but what we did get was still cool nonetheless. First, we got these two team packs from LEGO Dimensions back in September of 2016. They're super small, but they have some really cool minifigures inside, and you can even build BMO. In the first pack, there's a figure for Finn the human. Then there are pieces for Jake the dog in car form and a war elephant too. In the second pack, you get two minifigs instead of one. This pack has Jake the dog and Lumpy Space Princess, and you can also build BMO and Lumpy Princess's car. These two packs were released back in 2016, but a year later, we got an actual set for the show. I hate to say it, but it wasn't that great. This is the LEGO Adventure Time set from LEGO Ideas, and in my opinion, it could have been way better. Instead of another product made up of characters, I think LEGO should have made a set for the treehouse that Finn and Jake live in. That would have been way cooler. While we're talking about cartoons, let me show you another one that's been made into LEGO. This is the LEGO Simpsons house set from 2014. The Simpsons is one of the longest running shows in TV history, and is super popular among people of all ages. But based on how many LEGO sets were made for this cartoon, you wouldn't expect this to be the case. Besides the house set, only one other set was released for The Simpsons before the theme was retired. I'm talking about the Quickie Mart set, another famous location in the show. Besides these two sets, LEGO only released minifigure packs for The Simpsons, which is still cool, but it's not anywhere near as much as it should have been. LEGO Simpsons was ultimately retired in 2017 due to parents complaining about LEGO resenting a show like that. In their opinion, The Simpsons was too vulgar to be marketing to kids, and instead of fighting it, LEGO just scrapped the entire thing as a whole. Such a shame. Alright, I just showed you guys two TV shows, so let's switch gears and take a look at a movie. This is the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Looks pretty cool, right? Well, this is what it looks like when it's made out of Lego bricks. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, Back to the Future isn't just one movie. It's a whole series that's loved by a lot of people. The thing here is that in each movie, the DeLorean was different. The DeLorean set can be built in 3 different ways, accounting for all 3 movies. You can build the original time machine from the first movie, the upgraded one from the second movie, or the Wild West mobile from the third movie. So no matter which one is your favorite, you can build it. I have to say, LEGO, you did a really good job with this set. I think I might have to add it to my collection. Up next is a set for one of the biggest shows in television history. This is the Doctor Who set from LEGO Ideas, and I can't believe that this is actually real. Doctor Who originally started all the way back in 1963 and ended in 1989. Then in 2005, it got brought back and hasn't left since. After 10 years of the show being back in action, LEGO finally made a set for it, and even though it isn't all that big, it's still super sick. With the 625 pieces, you can build the inside of the TARDIS itself, and 2 Daleks. But even better than this are all of the minifigures. The set comes with the 11th Doctor, the 12th Doctor, Clara Oswald, and a Weeping Angel. These minifigs really bring the set together, but be warned, if you buy this set, make sure you never take your eyes off that Weeping Angel. Not even for a second. If anybody watching likes dinosaurs, you're gonna love this next segment. This LEGO theme has gotten really big over the years, but to me it still feels like it's pretty underrated. This is LEGO Jurassic World. There are a ton of sets I can talk about for this theme, but if I had to pick one, I think it'd have to be Blue's Helicopter Pursuit. This was one of the coolest scenes from the Jurassic World movies, so it was awesome to see that LEGO remade it out of bricks. The set was released in 2018, and unfortunately hasn't been back on the shelves since 2020, but don't worry, there there are loads of other Jurassic World sets available on the LEGO website and in stores too. The sets for this next show, though, are long gone. This is the LEGO Avatar: The Last Airbender theme, one of the most tragic themes in all of LEGO. The reason I'm saying it's tragic is because only 2 sets were ever released under this theme. And this is Avatar: The Last Airbender we're talking about, one of the best shows of all time. The 2 sets were released for this theme on the exact same day, the Air Temple set and the Fire Nation ship set. They were released on June 1st, 2006, and since then, not only has their aftermarket price gone through the roof, but their availability is scarce. If you think this is tragic though, just wait, because there's more to the story. Remember how both of the Avatar sets were released in the same day? Well, 3 other sets were also released with them, but they had nothing to do with Avatar: The Last Airbender. The 3 sets I'm talking about are the Adventures in Bikini Bottom set, the Krusty Krab set, and the Build-A-Bob set. That's right, all 5 of these sets were released at the exact same time. This was done to announce to the world that LEGO and Nickelodeon had officially partnered up and were going to make everyone's favorite kids shows into LEGO. As we know today, this isn't exactly how it went down. Hardly any other sets were released for SpongeBob, and as I said before, Avatar: The Last Airbender never even got another set. See, I wasn't lying when I said this story was tragic. Up next is something that seems really obvious at first, but trust me, just keep watching. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of LEGO Star Wars at some point. It's one of the biggest themes in all of LEGO and has been for a really long time. Now, obviously, I could just say that LEGO Star Wars is based on the movie franchise, but that would be really boring. So instead, I'm going to show you one of the craziest custom-made LEGO Star Wars battles ever. This is a motorized droid factory battle made by Doug Davis, and it's absolutely massive. According to Davis, this build has 140 base plates, 2,000 minifigures, and an 8-foot tall mountain in the back that's fully mechanized on the inside. This mechanized mountain is where the droid factory is, and it looks and moves just like how it does in the actual Star Wars movies. This isn't the only custom-made build for a popular movie franchise, though. This is an insanely huge LEGO Hogwarts and Village build made by Daniel Konstanski. Not only does this build feature the giant Hogwarts castle itself, but it even has the grounds around the castle too. There's the water that leads up to the castle, the Quidditch field in the back, and the village right outside of Hogwarts. It's all there, but when this many bricks are being used, the minifigures have to match. This build has a whopping 300 minifigs scattered throughout the entire area. Now, obviously, that isn't nearly as many as the droid factory battle, but 300 is still a brick ton. These 2 custom builds are by far some of the coolest things I've seen in LEGO, and the fact that they were both built by fans makes it that much cooler. Speaking of cool, this next set is based on one of the coolest cars ever. This is James Bond's Aston Martin. And not only is it packed full of Easter eggs, but the car itself looks super sick all on its own. For starters, the license plates on the front and back of the car can both be turned around, revealing different license plate numbers. Then on the driver's side door, there's a little compartment you can pull down to reveal a secret phone. Then if you take a look inside the car, you'll see this giant joystick in between the 2 seats. When you move this thing back and forth, it actually reveals hidden machine guns in the front of the car, which is a sick detail. But that isn't all the inside of the car has to offer. There's also a gearbox that can be turned to reveal the secret tracking screen on the console of the car. But all of these Easter eggs have nothing on this next one. This LEGO set has a real ejector seat. That's right. If you pull on the middle of the rear bumper, the sunroof will open and both car seats will go flying out of the top of the car. So not only can you build one of the sickest cars in movie history, but it functions just like how it does in the movies. Hats off to you, LEGO. You guys nailed it with this one. Up next is a set that's technically a knockoff, but it's so popular that I just had to put it in this video. The set I'm talking about is the RV from Breaking Bad, but there's just one problem here. This set has gotten so popular in the last year that a bunch of different LEGO knockoff companies have been making their own version. If you search Breaking Bad LEGO on Amazon, you'll find tons of iterations of the exact same set, so there's no way to know which one is the original. If you were hoping that LEGO would make this set themselves, I'm gonna have to burst your bubble here. Breaking Bad has way too many adult themes for LEGO to promote it to kids. The Simpsons is hardly adult themed, and since those sets got retired, there's no way LEGO would ever make an official set for Breaking Bad. There is one show though that made the cut. This is the Office building set from the show The Office. This is another one of those shows that's insanely popular, but still surprising to see a LEGO set for. The set has 1,164 pieces to its name, and comes with 15 minifigs, all of which are different different characters from the cast of the show. Funnily enough, this set was brought to LEGO's attention by a fan. It actually came from LEGO Ideas, so if it wasn't for this die-hard Office fan, I doubt this set ever would have come to life. In my opinion, this set toes the line for what should or shouldn't be promoted to kids, and so does this set for the next show. This is the Friends apartment set, based on the show Friends. Friends is one of those shows that isn't exactly vulgar, but still feels weird to put on in front of kids. Regardless, the set was made back in 2021. It comes with 2,048 pieces, but the setup is way different from the Office set. The Friends apartment set was made to look like the actual set of the show where they recorded, including the lighting. If you look at the sides of every room, you'll see scaffolding with a light on top, just like how they do it in Hollywood. This is a super subtle but awesome detail that I wouldn't expect to see out of LEGO back in 2021. Anyways, let's move on from TV shows for a minute and get back to the movies. This next one was a surprise, even for me, so I'm sure it'll be a surprise for you too. This is the E.T. Fun Pack from LEGO Dimensions, and even though it's super small, it's still cool to see that LEGO made something for this movie. E.T. is a classic from 1982 that's loved by just about everyone who watches it, so the fact that you can scoop up a minifig of him is awesome. This isn't the only classic movie that made it into LEGO though. Up next is an item for the Goonies from 1985. It's another pack, so it's definitely a little underwhelming, but if nothing else, the minifigure that comes with it is pretty cool. I mean, if you don't like Sloth by the end of the movie, then we got a problem. Along with Sloth, there are also pieces for you to build a pirate ship, and a throne with a skeleton on it. Now, obviously this pack doesn't have much to it, but there's a submission in the LEGO Ideas forum right now that would be incredible if it actually got produced. On one side, we have the giant pirate ship, and on the other, we have different scenes from throughout the entire movie. And of course, we have a ton of minifigs. I think it's safe to say that this set would be amazing if it was made today. Make it happen, LEGO. Up next is a reboot of one of the most popular shows from Cartoon Network. The original Teen Titans was also on Cartoon Network, but it was made all the way back in 2003. The new one, Teen Titans Go, started in 2013 and was a little more kid-friendly than the original. Because of this, LEGO decided to make some packs for it. The first one was the Team Pack, which included Beast Boy, Raven, the T-Car, and the Spellbook of Azarath. The second one was much smaller and only included Starfire and the Titan robot. Now, I know this is kind of disappointing, but hey, at least we got a couple of minifigs, right? Up next is a LEGO theme that's pretty big, but has slowed down a lot over the years. I'm talking about LEGO Indiana Jones. In the early 2000s, LEGO Indiana Jones was on par with LEGO Star Wars, and since both of these franchises were made by the same company, I can kind of see why. The difference between these two, though, is that Indiana Jones went quiet for a very long time, so LEGO didn't have anything new to me, whereas Star Wars hardly stopped since their partnership with LEGO. A new Indiana Jones movie was released not too long ago though, so LEGO finally had some new content to make sets for. There are only 3 of them, but they look great and are super nostalgic for people who have been missing LEGO Indiana Jones. Up next is one of the biggest movie franchises from the 1980s, so you know LEGO had to make some sets for it. I'm talking about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was absolutely massive back in the day, but in the early 2010s, it got rebooted for old time's sake. LEGO saw this as an opportunity to make a new partnership and launched the LEGO Ghostbusters theme. Now, there are a bunch of sets under this theme, but one of the coolest ones by far is the Ghostbusters Ecto Car. There aren't any minifigures included with this one, but the attention to detail is so good. Another famous set from this theme is the Ghostbusters HQ set. This one has way more pieces, coming in at 4,634, and has a total of 9 minifigs. It's a decently big set that's packed full of references, details, and a bunch of other stuff. When it comes to the quality of sets, LEGO Ghostbusters is definitely in the top 10. I mean, these sets are just incredible. Up next is a TV show that's a perfect fit for LEGO. This is the Mojo Jojo Strikers set from LEGO Powerpuff Girls. Now, before you start rolling your eyes, just think about it for a second. Powerpuff Girls is a show that literally everyone has heard of, so the fact that there's a LEGO set for it is pretty insane. You know what's even crazier than that though? The fact that there are 2 sets. The second one is called the Bubbles Playground Showdown set, and I can't say it's exactly cool, but it definitely doesn't look bad. Needless to say, the Powerpuff Girls is a super famous show, and it's awesome to see that it made it to LEGO. Up next are some sets that are unfortunately just concepts, but I have a strong feeling that they'll get put on the shelves someday soon. This is the Phineas and Ferb set from LEGO Ideas, and I know for a fact that a ton of people want this show to be made into a LEGO set. This isn't the only Phineas and Ferb set in LEGO Ideas though. There's also a set for Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated, which would be way cooler to have in my opinion. The only problem I see with both of these sets though are the minifigures. The first set doesn't even even have any minifigures. The second one does, but they honestly just look weird. This is a problem that can easily be fixed by LEGO though. So hopefully someday soon they'll take these sets and make them a reality. Up next is a pack for another classic movie. I don't know who was clearing all of these tiny packs, but it seems like they really like movies from the 1980s. This is the Gremlins Team Pack from LEGO Dimensions. It comes with 94 pieces and 2 minifigures, both of which show how good and how bad Gremlins can be. Besides these guys, there's also a tiny car and some form of clawmobile. This pack came out in 2016 and was retired in 2017, so it wasn't around for very long. But if you're a fan of the Gremlins, I hope you were paying attention when this pack was around, because I doubt it'll be back anytime soon. Up next are some sets for a Harry Potter spin-off. This is the Newt's Case of Magical Creatures set, and it's based on the movies Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. If you haven't heard of this movie series, it's a prequel to Harry Potter. The Case of Magical Creatures set has 694 pieces to its name, and even though LEGO bricks can't be magic, LEGO still did a pretty good job making this set. There's only one other set for this movie series, and it's called the Complete Movie. I'm not exactly sure why it was given this name, but regardless, the set still looks pretty cool. It comes with 261 pieces and a minifigure of the main character, Newt. Now, even though LEGO barely released anything for these movies, it's nice to see them carrying on the legacy of LEGO Harry Potter. I mean, come on. We all know how popular that LEGO theme is. Last but not least on my list is a theme that was technically a video game before it was a TV show. This is the LEGO Sonic the Hedgehog theme, and the sets for it are actually super sick. The theme hasn't been around for very long, but the fact that it even exists is pretty insane. We all know about the rivalry between Mario and Sonic, so the fact that LEGO is able to sell stuff from both franchises is pretty crazy. I think it's safe to say when it comes to TV and movies, nobody brings people together like LEGO. What was your favorite TV show or movie in this video? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.